Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lin. Namaskar. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's traders push for a full trade boycott of Turkey and Azerbaijan over Pakistan ties. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says the IMF must reconsider the $1 billion assistance to Pakistan. Russia and Ukraine hold their first direct peace talks in 3 years in Istanbul amid low expectations. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today interacted with the country's courageous air warriors at Bhuj Air Force Station in Gujarat. He evaluated the operational preparedness of the Indian Armed Forces in the region and examined the effectiveness of the strengthened security measures. Addressing the air warriors, Rajnath Singh commended the contribution of the Indian Armed Forces in the success of Operation Sindoor. He said that the Indian Air Force displayed not just their might, but also proved to the world that now India's war policy and technology have changed.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान इंडियन एयरफोर्स ने केवल पराक्रम ही नहीं दिखाया है, बल्कि पूरी दुनिया के सामने प्रमाण भी दिया है। प्रमाण इस बात का कि अब भारत की युद्ध नीति और टेक्नोलॉजी यानी तकनीक भी दोनों बदल चुकी है। आपने प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में नए भारत का संदेश पूरी दुनिया तक इस बार पहुंचा दिया है।
The Defence Minister reiterated praise for the capabilities of Made in India weapons during his address. And he said that weapons made in India are precise and impenetrable.
यह संदेश है कि अब भारत केवल विदेशों से इंपोर्ट किए गए हथियारों और प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर ही निर्भर नहीं है, बल्कि भारत में बने अस्त्र और शस्त्र भी हमारी सैन्य शक्ति का अब हिस्सा बन चुके हैं। अब भारत में बने और भारतीय हथियारों से बने हथियार भी अचूक और अभेद्य हैं। यह पूरे विश्व ने देख लिया है।
Rajnath Singh also urged the International Monetary Fund to reconsider its decision to fund Pakistan, saying that they will spend this money or the large portion of this fund on terror infrastructure in its country.
मैं मानता हूं कि आज के समय में पाकिस्तान को किसी भी तरह की आर्थिक सहायता टेरर फंडिंग से कम नहीं है। भारत यही चाहेगा कि आईएमएफ पाकिस्तान को अपनी $1 बिलियन की असिस्टेंस पर वह पुनर्विचार करे और आगे भी किसी भी तरह की सहायता देने से आईएमएफ परहेज करे। भारत नहीं चाहता जो फंडिंग हम आईएमएफ को करते हैं वह डायरेक्ट या इनडायरेक्ट किसी भी तरीके से पाकिस्तान या किसी भी देश में टेरर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को बनाने में वह इस्तेमाल की जाए।
At the end of the address, chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Jo Bole So Nihal resonated the air at Gujarat's Bhuj Air Base. Also, the Indian Air Force Chief, Air Chief Marshal Amarpreet Singh was present on the occasion. And the Bhuj Air Force Base, it holds significance, it's of strategic importance and has been targeted by Pakistani forces in the past. In fact, the Indian air defense units deployed near Bhuj and Nalia, they successfully neutralized multiple hostile Pakistani drones in recent days, effectively foiling these attempts to target vital military installations of India. Now, to expose Pakistan's false propaganda on the world stage as well, India is going to be sending delegations on foreign tours. This is from the 22nd of May onwards. Each delegation will have around 5 to 6 members of parliament and senior MPs will lead the delegations. In a significant nationwide outreach effort, the 11-day-long Tanga Yatra began across the country on Tuesday. This yatra honors the courage and sacrifice of India's armed forces, particularly in the light of the recently concluded successful Operation Sindoor. And India's Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbanand Sonowal, he led a spirited Tanga Yatra in Dibrugarh, which is in the northeast Indian state of Assam, on Friday. And this rally, which started from Chowki Dingi and it concluded at the ASTC bus stand. So it was joined by several dignitaries and they marched in honor of the success of Operation Sindoor.
आतंकवादी के खिलाफ हमने जो लड़ाई लड़ी, इस लड़ाई में प्रचंड जीत हुई। तो इसलिए आज तिरंगा यात्रा हम इसको सफल बनाने के लिए सभी कार्यकर्ता निष्ठापूर्वक जुड़े हुए हैं। तो इसलिए आज भारत माता की शक्ति दुनिया ने देखी है और हमारे देश के आदर्शवादी नेता, सबसे शक्तिशाली नेता, विश्व का सबसे लोकप्रिय नेता मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में आज भारत दुनिया का एक बहुत बड़े शक्तिशाली राष्ट्र के हिसाब से उभर के आया है। तो इसलिए हम सब गर्व महसूस करते हैं।
In the neighboring northeastern Indian state of Tripura also, the second Tiranga Yatra was taken out in Bologna. This is to display solidarity with the Indian Armed Forces for their remarkable feat in Operation Sindoor. The Yatra was led by the Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, L. Murugan, and he also talked about the operation.
The Pakistan has to be already हमने डिस्ट्रॉय किया पाकिस्तान का टेररिस्ट कैंप्स के लिए। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ने बिग विक्ट्री दिया, वो हमारा जीरो टॉलरेंस अगेंस्ट टेररिज्म।
Enthusiasm surged in Gwalior as well in the central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh as people took part in the Tiranga Yatra. In fact, hundreds turned up for this yatra to salute the valor of the Indian Armed Forces. The Confederation of All India Traders has decided to stop trade with Turkey and Azerbaijan because of their support to Pakistan. Now, at a meeting in New Delhi attended by trade bodies from over 24 states, the Confederation of All India Traders, CAIT, it's decided to ban all imports, exports and travel involving Turkey and Azerbaijan. In fact, in addition, the CAIT, they will be launching a nationwide campaign against goods manufactured in these countries. Representing over 9 crore traders and small businesses across India, CAIT has a vast network of over 40,000 trade associations. The move signals strong economic retaliation against Turkey and Azerbaijan over their stance on Pakistan. The Union Home Minister Amit Shah today inaugurated the new multi-agency centre at the North Block in New Delhi on Friday. The Home Minister said that Operation Sindoor is a unique symbol of Prime Minister's strong political will, accurate information and intelligence agencies, and the infallible striking capacity and capability of the Indian Armed Forces. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also visited the Smritivan Earthquake Memorial and Museum today as part of his visit to Bhuj, which is in the western Indian state of Gujarat. Rajnath Singh called the museum a testament to the resilience and indomitable spirit of the people of Gujarat, while marking it as a moment of pride for the country and the world. Now, it is one of the world's 7 most beautiful museums as declared by the prestigious Prix Versailles, the Prix Versailles Award, and it was presented by UNESCO. And he also urged countrymen to visit this museum and to pay homage to the people who lost their lives in the devastating earthquake that struck this region on the 26th of January in the year 2001.
यह म्यूजियम देश का ही नहीं बल्कि एक विश्व का एक गौरव है। वर्ष 2001 में गुजरात में जो भूकंप आया था उसमें हताहत हुए लोगों की स्मृति में बना यह स्मृति वन इस गुजरात प्रदेश की स्पिरिट और रेजिलेंस का यह प्रतीक है। और मुझे इस बात की भी जानकारी है कि इसे यूनेस्को की भी एक सूची में शामिल किया गया है। मैं सचमुच प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी को धन्यवाद देता हूं कि उन्होंने इसके निर्माण की प्रेरणा दी, ताकि हर भारतवासी को गुजरात के लोगों की प्रबल इच्छा शक्ति के दर्शन हो सके।
At a time when the global economy is facing what the United Nations calls a precarious moment, India has emerged as a rare bright spot. The mid-year update of the UN report titled World Economic Situation and Prospects projects India's growth at 6.3% in the current fiscal year, the highest among large economies. This momentum is expected to continue into 2026, with growth estimated at 6.4%. In contrast, the global outlook remains subdued amid rising trade tensions, policy uncertainty, and a decline in cross-border investments. In a heartening development, 240 Hajj pilgrims who were stuck in Ladakh, in fact they were from Ladakh, but they had been stranded in Srinagar, I beg your pardon, for over a week. They have been successfully airlifted to Medina Munawwara, and this is thanks to the timely intervention of various authorities. The pilgrims were left stranded after the cancellation of the SpiceJet flight on May 9. However, swift coordination among officials led to the arrangement of special SpiceJet flights, ensuring their safe and smooth journey to the holy city. An emotional farewell ceremony was held at the Hajj house in Srinagar, where the pilgrims were seen off by Muhammad Ali Majaz, who is the chairperson of the Hajj Committee of the Union Territory of Ladakh. Now, the gathering was marked by heartfelt prayers and gratitude. India's Press Information Bureau on Friday debunked claims that the External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar, had in fact said that India had informed Pakistan ahead of the Operation Sindoor. That's not true at all. In fact, in this post on social media on the platform X, this fact-check unit of the PIB has stated that the External Affairs Minister had not made any such statement and that he was in fact being misquoted. The fact-check unit said that the social media post falsely implies that the External Affairs Minister of India's statement seems to have said that India informed Pakistan before the start of Operation Sindoor. That is absolutely false. Now, the Press Information Bureau also, the fact-check unit, has dismissed another social media claim featuring a fabricated front page of a UK-based newspaper called the Daily Telegraph. The PIB clarified that this claim is entirely false, confirming that the image is AI generated and that the Daily Telegraph has never published any such article. This claim was amplified by Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar during his speech to the Senate on May 15, 2025. He was endorsing this fabricated image and this headline, thereby giving official credibility to this deliberate digital misinformation and fake news. Hundreds of teachers marched in Mexico City on Teachers' Day to protest against a 2007 controversial law that professionals claim hampers their working conditions. The teachers are demanding the repeal of the law that worsened their retirement conditions by increasing the legal retirement age from 58 to 65. A wildfire in eastern Arizona burned over 900 acres and multiple structures have reportedly been destroyed. The growing wildfire has forced many residents to leave their homes as authorities issued new evacuation orders. More than 400 personnel have been deployed to combat the wildfire, according to official reports. A massive dark stain. This was seen in the Rio de Janeiro Sea. It is near Barra da Tijuca beach, and it sparks concerns among researchers, residents and beachgoers because of its possible effects. Now, this dark patch is believed to have originated from a lagoon system connecting the Barra regions. The environmentalists there are pointing to a deeper systemic issue. Still to come here on DD India Live, the President of India presents the prestigious Jnanpith Award to Sri Ram Bhadracharya. And also Chad's former Prime Minister, who's the opposition leader currently, his name is Success Masara. He's been abducted by security forces from his residence. And in sports, Neeraj Chopra is leading India's strong campaign at the Doha Diamond League, eyeing another victory.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. My name is Mark Lin. Russian and Ukrainian negotiators met in Istanbul today for their first peace talks in more than 3 years. The meeting marks a rare sign of diplomatic progress between the warring sides. They had not met face-to-face since March of 2022, the month after Russia's offensive. The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who flew to Istanbul on Friday, told reporters the night before that based on the level of negotiating teams, a major breakthrough is unlikely. On Thursday, the U.S. President Donald Trump said that there would be no movement without a meeting between himself and the Russian President Putin. And he said that they should meet as soon as it can be set up.
When do you think you'll meet President?
As soon as we can set it up.
Why wait?
Well, we're going to, I think it's time for us to just do it.
Meanwhile, the Kremlin has asserted that this meeting between Putin and Trump is essential, but requires considerable advanced preparation because it has to yield results. The spokesperson of the Kremlin, Dmitry Peskov, said that such a meeting was essential to discuss Russia-US ties, Ukraine and other international issues. Now, ahead of the much-awaited first direct Ukraine peace talks, a trilateral meeting also was held between delegates from the US, Ukraine and Turkey in Istanbul. And these delegations include foreign ministers from the three countries and other senior officials. The dialogue aims to focus on a peaceful resolution of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Elsewhere in Albania are leaders, and they are meeting. They are from the European Union and other European countries, in fact all European countries except Russia and Belarus. And they are discussing the future of the European continent. So the European political community, that's the EPC, is an intergovernmental forum for political as well as strategic discussions about the future of Europe. And it was established in 2022 after the Russian offensive of Ukraine. And there are 47 countries in the EPC. These include 27 EU countries and many other EU neighbors. The European Union and the UK will be heading into a pivotal summit in London on Monday, aiming to finalize a landmark defense and security partnership while continuing to clash over fishing rights and food import checks. The UK Prime Minister Starmer will host the EU leaders, including the Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, as part of a symbolic reset in the post-Brexit traditions of the relationship. So what's happened is that this defense pact, spurred by growing threats from Russia and concerns over US support under Donald Trump, could pave the way for UK's involvement in EU missions and access to a $167 billion EU defense fund. However, negotiations remain tense over the access, in fact, of EU fishermen and other youth mobility schemes that Britain sees as a threat to its immigration controls. Officials expect the security agreement to be signed, but they say that many issues will require further talks. Now, this summit will also include 2 additional documents on shared global goals as well as ongoing contentious topics that we raised a little earlier. Chad's former Prime Minister, the opposition leader Success Masara, has been abducted by security forces from his residence on Friday. According to party members, the reason for this abduction is unknown. Masra served as the Prime Minister of Chad from January to May 2024. A Thai construction tycoon, Premchai Karanasutta, he and 14 others have surrendered to the police on Friday over the building collapse that killed nearly 100 workers during that powerful earthquake in March. Now, the surrender comes after the partially built 30-story State Audit Office tower in Bangkok had collapsed from that powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake, and the rescue teams had recovered 92 bodies during a 6-week operation. The Metropolitan Police said that Premchai and the other suspects were accused of negligence and also breaching construction regulations. The President of India, Draadi Murmu, presented the Jnanpith Award, and this is to the Sanskrit scholar Sri Ram Bhadracharya and also the poet Gulzar, honoring the literary legends for their remarkable contributions to Indian literature. Gulzar is considered one of the finest Urdu poets of his generation and is a top director and writer of Hindi cinema. Ram Bhadracharya is a renowned Hindu spiritual leader, educator and writer of more than 240 books and texts, including 4 epics. This year's selection of Gulzar and Jagadguru Ram Bhadracharya for their contributions to Urdu and Sanskrit literature. The legacy spanning over 5 decades, this award has celebrated the works of authors from various Indian languages, reflecting the country's rich linguistic and cultural tapestry. Okay, sports news now, and Barcelona secured their 28th La Liga title on Thursday, beating city rivals Espanyol 2-0. Espanyol were arguably the better side, in fact, in the first half, but that was goalless because the Barca goalkeeper was brilliant in his saving. Lamine Yamal opened the scoring in the second half with a brilliant curling effort before Fermin Lopez added another in the 95th minute to secure the victory. Now, this result has moved Barcelona to 85 points, 7 ahead of the second-place Real Madrid, with just 2 games left to play. So it caps a remarkable first season at Barca for the coach, Hansi Flick, and his side. They have won the La Liga and the Copa del Rey double, and they will be presented with the league trophy on Friday during a special celebration. Barcelona fans gathered also in Las Ramblas. They were celebrating the La Liga title after they had defeated Espanyol. Now, the team completed this domestic treble, in fact, the Copa del Rey, the Spanish Super Cup victories apart from this one. Now, Crystal Palace, they are looking to script history as they face Manchester City in a much-awaited FA Cup final. This is on Saturday. The twice FA Cup runners-up, Palace, they have never won a major trophy in their 119-year history. Palace are up against a City side which is far from their former glory of Guardiola's trophy-laden reign. Palace are appearing, in fact, in their 3rd FA Cup final. And City, they are looking to get their hands on the trophy for the 8th time. And this will be the 4th FA Cup meeting between Crystal Palace and Manchester City. They last faced each other in 2016. Lionel Messi is set to return to Argentina's squad for the World Cup qualifiers against Chile and Colombia. The 37-year-old missed the doubleheader in March because of an adductor injury. And his team still qualified for next year's tournament by beating Uruguay and Brazil. Messi-led Argentina will be visiting the struggling Chile on June 5, and then they will be hosting the 6th-place Colombia in Buenos Aires. This is happening June 10. Messi will then return to the United States, and he's going to play the opening match for the FIFA Club World Cup, where he's playing for Inter Miami as they host Al Ahly. This is happening on June 14. The reigning javelin throw World Cup, the world champion, in fact, Neeraj Chopra is spearheading a 4-front Indian challenge at the Doha Diamond League. It's scheduled to kick off on Friday. The Asian Games silver medalist Kishore Jina is in Neeraj's company, and that's in the men's javelin throw event. But Parul Chaudhary will be competing in the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase, and another Indian, Gulveer Singh, is also going to be competing. He's making his debut, in fact, and this is in the men's 5,000-meter race. This is the largest Indian contingent at any single Diamond League meet to date. In fact, Neeraj Chopra won the Doha leg of the Diamond League in 2023. He finished second last year. News about cricket now, and the Indian Premier League and Lucknow Super Giants. They have signed the New Zealand all-rounder Will O'Rourke. He's going to replace Mayank Yadav for the remaining season. In fact, O'Rourke was signed by the IPL team, and Mayank had suffered a back injury. He was ruled out for the rest of the season. The Pacer had missed the initial games this season, as well as he recovered from toe as well as back injuries. But Mayank played just 2 games after returning, and he picked 2 wickets and conceded a suboptimal 12.5 per over. So LSG are in fact in 7th place currently on the points table. They have 10 points from 11 games, and they need to win all their remaining games to keep their playoff hopes alive. That's all we have in this edition of DD Live. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to get all the news on the go, our latest updates are available on our mobile app, available on Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code and download it. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Mark Lynn. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.